In today's video, I'll be listing the top 10 backcourt duos in the NBA. But before we start, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. SGA and Josh Giddey are some of the most intriguing young players in the NBA. They're both high IQ players with amazing feel for the game. These two young potential stars are already making Thunder fans very excited for the future. SGA averaged 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists during the 2022 season. While he did only shoot 30% from the three, he shot an elite 41% from the three a year before, making many fans believe he just had a season-long shooting slump. Now, I'm not saying he's an elite shooter, but he's a better shooter than the percentages show. He is also a career 80% free throw shooter, which shows he has the necessary shooting mechanics to improve from long range. Now let's talk about his partner in crime, Josh Giddey. Giddey averaged 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists during the 2022 season. His best attribute has to be his passing. He is simply one of the most gifted passers in the entire league. But let's address the elephant in the room. He had horrible shooting percentages in his rookie year. He shot 26% from 3 on 4 attempts per game, and to make matters worse, he shot only 70% from the free throw line. All in all, this duo has a very bright future ahead. But as of now, the only thing that'll hold these two back is their lack of shooting consistency and defense. But with both of them under the age of 25, they have more than enough time to improve in that area of their game. Number 9. While this might be a surprise to some, Fred VanVleet and Tran Jr. have done more than enough to earn a spot on this list. The Raptors' backcourt is very tenacious, especially on defense. Fred VanVleet averaged 20 points, 4 rebounds, and a career-high 6.7 assists during the 2022 season. These great numbers earned him a spot on the All-Star team, making him the 8th different Raptors player to be named an All-Star. He shot 37% from 3 on an insane 10 3-point attempts per game. The first-time All-Star is not only an offensive star. At 5'10", he is one of the best guard defenders in the entire NBA. He brings great energy and intensity when defending opposing players, and has great instincts when anticipating steals. Speaking of getting steals, that brings us to Tran Jr. Tran finished 3rd in steals per game and 4th in total steals. Last season, he nearly perfected the art of getting passing lane steals and always seemed to be 2 steps ahead of the opposing teams. On top of that, he scored a career-high 18 points per game while shooting 38% from 3. All in all, these two have the opportunity to make some serious noise this season. While Tran Jr. isn't a star by any means, his defense and shooting have to be great in order for the Raptors to meet expectations this season. Number 8. Damian Lillard and Anfernee Simons are 2 electric level 3 scorers. While Simmons obviously isn't the player Dame is, they both share many characteristics. During the 2022 season, Simmons averaged 17 points, 4 assists while shooting 40% from 3, and 88% from the free throw line. With Dame out due to injury, the 23-year-old showed the ability to be a very good first scoring option for the Portland Trail Blazers. He also has an insane 41-inch vertical, which makes him an explosive threat above the rim. Playmaking is another area where he's drastically improving. He's getting a better feel for the game and shares the ball more often. Like I mentioned earlier, Dame missed last season due to injury, but at 32 years old, he's in his prime and has a lot to prove this season. In the season before his injury, he averaged 28 points, 4 rebounds, and a little over 7 assists per game while shooting 39% on 10 attempts. All in all, the reason I can't rank them any higher is because they're a huge liability on defense. Statistically, Simmons is one of the worst defenders in the league, and Dame isn't far behind him. Number 7. Personally, I think D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards are one of the most underrated backcourts in the NBA. Both of them are young guys who play with tons of energy and passion. Last season, Russell averaged 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. 7 assists is his career high, which shows how far he has come as a playmaker. Meanwhile, his jump shot is pretty unreliable, and he still manages to be a pretty crafty scorer. He shot a slightly below league average 34% from the 3 last season, which is his 2nd worst 3-point scoring percent in his career. But where Russell lacks as a scorer, Anthony Edwards more than makes up for it. Last season, he averaged 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists while shooting 35% from 3. He isn't an elite shooter yet, but with how well he can get to the rim, he doesn't need to be. He's also a solid free throw shooter as well. He shot 77% from the line on almost 4 attempts per game. All in all, These two players play their roles extremely well, and although they aren't perfect, they still have time to grow as players. Number 6. Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry are some of the toughest players in the league. They both bring extreme physicality on both ends of the court and have no problem doing the dirty work. Jimmy Butler averaged 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Even though he's not a high-volume three-point shooter, he's still great at picking his spots and exposing mismatches. He shot 48% from the field and 87% from the line, which shows how efficient of a scorer he still manages to be even at 32 years old. Butler is still a top 10 defender in the NBA and seems to get better every year on that end of the floor. Lowry's defense is still top-notch as well. The 36-year-old isn't the same defender he once was. He still gives the maximum effort on every possession and never backs down from a challenge. On the offensive end, he averaged 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. He shot 37% from the three-point line on 6 attempts per game, still being the long-range threat he's always been. All in all, Jimmy and Kyle still provide all-star level production and are always a deep playoff threat when healthy. Number 5. Murray and Young have the potential to really be a threat in the Eastern Conference. Only being 2 years apart in age, they will be an exciting backcourt for years to come. Trae Young had an incredible regular season, averaging 28 points and 9 assists while shooting 38% from 3 and 90% from the free throw line. The 6'1" guard really elevated his offensive game and can score in a variety of ways. His biggest concerns were his defense. Young doesn't have the size or mindset to be a good defender. Maybe several years down the road he will focus more on that side of the ball. That's not a problem for Murray though. Murray is arguably the best defender at his position and even finished first in steals per game. At 6'6", he is immensely talented at disrupting the rhythm of offenses and has a sixth sense in anticipating passing lanes. Having a guy who can defend this well really makes life on Trae Young a lot easier. Murray is just as productive on offense as well, averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists per game. He doesn't take or make many threes, but his ability to slash his way into the paint makes up for it. He's the type of player who rarely forces shots or passes and usually gets his points within the flow of the offense. All in all, many eyes will be on this particular backcourt this season, as many people think the addition of Murray will make the Atlanta Hawks championship contenders. Number 4. Last season, Chris Paul and Devin Booker both had great seasons. The pair showed just how dominant they could be on offense, especially in the mid-range. Chris Paul averaged 14 points, 4 rebounds, and nearly 11 assists per game. He continues to be one of the best facilitators in the league and a smooth operator in the pick and roll. He has regressed a little on the defensive end, but he still finished second in steals per game. The 37-year-old Paul still plays at an all-star level, but at this stage in his career, he'll have to lean more on his running mate Devin Booker. Booker averaged 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game while shooting 38% from the three-point line. At one point, Booker received MVP consideration for his amazing performances. The 25-year-old has already established himself as one of the best scorers the league has to offer, but after 7 seasons without a ring, many question his ability to lead a team. All in all, CP3 and Booker work very well together, and if they can both remain healthy, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be championship contenders once again. Number 3. After the Cavaliers traded for Donovan Mitchell, NBA fans were ecstatic to see a Darius and Donovan combo. Let's start with Darius Garland. He averaged 21 points and 8 assists while shooting 38% from the 3 and 89% from the free. Now entering his 4th NBA season, many fans, including me, think this will be his breakout season. He just knows how to play basketball. At 22 years old, he can successfully run and orchestrate an offense, while also being a dangerous scoring threat. Pair that with Donovan Mitchell's scoring ability, and now you have an elite backcourt. Mitchell averaged 26 points and 5 assists per game last season. He also shot 35% from 3 on 10 attempts per game. All in all, this backcourt is must-see TV, and the Mitchell trade officially puts them back in business. Number 2. Ja Morant and Desmond Bain are both coming off great seasons for the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant averaged 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game last season. At the beginning of last season, he was already in the MVP discussion. Morant proved himself to be a top 15 player in the NBA. Although he isn't a sniper from 3, he still has a respectable jump shot and will make defenders pay for leaving him open. Desmond Bain is a sniper from deep and is the last guy you would want to leave open. Bain averaged 18 points while shooting a ridiculous 43% from 3 on 7 attempts per game. And with Bain's playmaking and defensive ability steadily improving, the sky's the limit for the Grizzlies backcourt. Number 1. I don't think anyone is surprised to see Curry and Klay at number 1. Not only are they the greatest shooting backcourt of all time, but they are the only duo on this list with championship rings. Chief Curry averaged 25 points and 6 assists while shooting 38% from 3 and 92% from the free throw line. His splash bro Klay Thompson averaged 20 points while also shooting 38% from 3 and over 90% from the free throw line. And with Curry now becoming a good defender, I don't think a backcourt will surpass them for at least the next few years. Did you enjoy the video? If so, hit the like button and subscribe to NBA Swish for more amazing NBA content like this. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next one.